Well, hello there, Sheriff Cathey. We are hearing a lot and learning a lot about the importance of sheriffs in our counties. And so, there's many law-abiding citizens in Union County that are concerned about some of their constitutional rights slipping away and because of government overreach. So we would like to ask you a few questions and how you would handle certain situations in our county so that the citizens of Union County can be assured that you and your officers are here to help us through this time.
Ask me anything you want to.
All right. So the first one is regarding the Second Amendment, and I know I saw you in Indian Trail, and you said that you were going to make sure that the Second Amendment was followed in our county.
That's
I
true.
appreciate that. So, recognizing that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, would you, as the chief constitutional authority in Union County, allow the confiscation of firearms without probable cause, due process, and constitutionally compliant warrants issued by a local or state jurisdiction?
No, we would not.
Okay. If federal agents came knocking on the doors of Union County residents asking to see firearms or to get information such as permits or registration numbers, what should we do?
What should we do as citizens, or what
Right.
should we do?
What should the citizens do?
Well, these citizens have no right to give any information that they are uncomfortable giving to anybody, any law enforcement, regardless of whether they're feds or not.
Should we let them in our door or no?
No, I wouldn't let them in my door.
Okay. So do they have to show you a copy of a warrant?
They do.
Okay, and explain what a lawful, constitutionally compliant warrant looks like.
What it looks like is just a piece of paper that a judge or magistrate or something that has issued, and on it you will see the county of the union or the county that it's from, and it goes through all of it, and there's a place on there to be signed by a judge or magistrate. Mm-hmm. And it is a legal document that they will give you a copy of if there's something that they're there to talk to you about.
Okay, so if there's a situation where it's a law-abiding citizen and they have not broken any laws or anything, does it have to go through Union County, like a Union County jurisdiction, or does it have to be signed by the sheriff?
No, the sheriff doesn't sign warrants. The magistrate or a judge signs the warrants.
But it has to be local?
It doesn't have to be local if it's a crime that was committed somewhere else. If it's like in Mecklenburg County, whoever's in Mecklenburg County, the officers from Mecklenburg could take out a warrant and send it down here for us to serve.
Okay.
But it's still got to be a legal warrant.
So what are the elements? I know one of the first is like probable cause. What are the other elements of a legal warrant?
That is the probable cause, is the legal warrant. It's probable cause that this happened, and then you have to tell what it is, whether it's assault, domestics, whatever it is. Then you have to show probable cause to get the warrant, and then when you go to court, it goes to a higher level of proof, but the probable cause will get the warrant drawn.
Okay. Right. So does it have to list specific places to be searched or specific persons or things to be seized on the warrant?
Yes and no. The warrant will be for a address, 1421, whatever that address is, or if it's a person, to search that person, then they will issue a warrant for that person. But you can't search any place else that address is not on. That address for just one residence.
Okay.
Now, for a person, I can't think of an instance where they would issue a warrant to search a person. We have, if you're out in public, you probably don't need a search warrant because we don't search people without a reason. In other words, we've got to have probable cause that the gun is there, that you're carrying an illegal weapon, concealed carries. You just got to required to have a concealed carry. You must tell that officer you've got a concealed carry. That's part of your duties and your concealed problems. But when you get stopped, you've got to say, listen, I want you to know I've got a concealed carry permit and a concealed carry weapon. That makes it legal.
Okay.
But if I was to be going anywhere, but I don't have a gun, but I do have a permit, doesn't matter.
Doesn't make any difference.
Only if I got the gun.
Okay. With the last bit of legislation that's come through the federal government about adding 87,000 IRS agents,
Scary.
some people are concerned about them coming knocking on their doors. What should we do if they come to our door?
There's no difference in an IRS agent knocking on your door than it is any other officer knocking on your door. We have to have jurisdiction and a legal document to enter your residence. To be honest with you, you're on your property. You don't have to talk to us. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to do anything. We are the officers that need to have the legal documentation to allow us to do that. There's no different than an IRS agent.
Okay, so if somebody comes, we should not let them in, and if they try to force themselves in, because I've heard that they're going to be armed and ready for force, do we call the sheriff's department?
You can, yes.
And have them come?
You can, yes. All you gotta do is call 911. We're gonna send somebody out there.
Okay, all right. Okay, would you allow domestic utilization of our nation's military or federal agencies operating under power granted under the laws of war against American citizens?
I don't quite think that's even possible, but
Okay,
no, we're not gonna use them against them.
so if we need like the National Guard, it's gonna be to protect us and not be used against.
It's to protect us and not be used against us.
Okay, how are your officers and staff trained to support and defend their oath to the Constitution?
Well, every officer that's here, and actually we go a step further, every civilian employee here takes an oath. We've extended that to our civilian population to defend the Constitution of the U.S. Constitution as well as the North Carolina Constitution. And we all do that. We're all trained to do that. And they continue to uphold that oath. And that's the oath we all take.
Okay. Okay, regarding illegal immigration, how has the excess illegal immigration on the southern border impacted Union County regarding crime, drugs, human trafficking, etc.?
Well, you got to separate the two things. Drugs in our county, we're just like every other county in North Carolina. We're having fentanyl issues, drugs coming across the southern border. They're being distributed in our county. I don't see a big increase in illegal aliens here in the county. To be honest with you, we've got a good population. They respect the law here, and they don't want these criminals, thugs, and drug dealers in their community either. So it's not increased in our jail. we're not seeing that, but we are seeing increase in the drug use, fentanyl use, suicides, overdoses, things like that.
Any gangs or anything on the rise? of any kind?
We're not seeing any gangs. We got some on the borders coming out of Mecklenburg County, coming out of South Carolina, but we're not seeing very little gang activity here.
That's good.
Okay, regarding election integrity and voter fraud. If evidence of voter fraud and election integrity issues are presented to the Union County Sheriff's Department, will you support the investigation of those issues to the full extent of the law?
I would. Yes, that's our job. Is any kind of criminal investigation. That's what we do. Is we investigate to see what action needs to be taken.
All right. And then this is regarding the securing of elections. Is the Union County Sheriff's Department holding or planning to hold special training for a possible scenario of unrest breaking out around election time to bring civil order to the county and secure our elections?
Well, no, we're not, because we don't have that issue in our county. Our county is run by a board that really does a good job. We have people that are trained in all those things, and crowd control, and the issues you speak of. If we have problems, then we have people already trained to handle that.
Okay, so another question is, would there be an officer at each voting place on election day?
No.
No? Okay.
We'll have one at the Board of Elections, and we have one there all the time at the library, and then we'll put one there at the Board of Elections on election day, and then we'll have officers that are on standby or there close if there's any issue. But we haven't had that. We're very secure with our elections.
Okay. This is regarding unjust government mandates. So will you assist the enforcement of unconstitutional government mandates on the people of Union County? And I was going to give you an example. Not being able to move about freely, the wearing or not wearing of medical devices, like such as masks, expression of religious freedom, freely speaking opinions, freely assembling, the keeping and bearing of arms, we already know that. Any like lockdowns, forced vaccines, or vaccine passports?
Well, let me just say this. You said the one word that tells you that I'm not going to support it is unconstitutional.
Okay.
And we haven't supported the wearing of masks. I don't require my people here to wear masks. They can if they want to. If they're comfortable wearing it, they can wear it. Same way with the shots. If they're comfortable taking the shots, take the shots. But we're not forcing our people to take the shots and wear the mask. Those are things that our individuals need to make up their own mind about. Our schools, look how open our schools have been, and we've been a big supporter of that. We're probably, if not, the only county in the state that allowed graduations countywide. We've come through it just like everybody else has. Every other county in the state has had COVID. We're no different, and they're no different, and we've got through it just fine.
Okay, so this question's probably mute, but if citizens do not comply with unconstitutional government mandates, you're not going to do anything to...
Are you asking me if I'm going in restaurants and churches and check the people to see if they've got too many? Absolutely not.
Right.
Not enough jail space, huh?
Well, we're not going to do that.
Okay, and this is a personal question for you. As Sheriff of Union County, what does your oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America mean to you, and what would you like to say to the citizens of Union County?
Well, it is just exactly what it says. It's an oath to support the Constitution and the citizens of this county. You know, it's important that we stand up for what's right. You know, I get asked a lot of times if there's if I'm a constitutional sheriff, and I am a constitutional sheriff, but actually I'm a right or wrong sheriff. If it's wrong, I'm not going to do it. Be honest with you, I don't need to do it. I answer to the citizens of this county. I'm well aware of that, and we're going to continue to do that.
Okay, let's see, I had one more. Oh, well, we just wanted to thank you for hearing our concerns, and we wanted to let you know that many of us, I know Chris and I are praying for you every day, and thank you for serving us in Union County.
Well,
as our
listen,
sheriff.
I appreciate you coming by. You're welcome to come in here anytime you want to,
Okay.
and I'll be glad to speak with you or to interview with you or just come by and say hello.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right.
Could I just ask a couple of questions?
Ask me anything.
In the last however many years, and you being in law enforcement, you know better than anybody the rise of people purchasing guns. Has that created any kind of a more anxiety or anything toward you and your deputies, causing you to be more cautious out in the public, or?
It's actually not. You find that people will come in here and apply for weapons, get permits to buy weapons or concealed carries. Those are the people that support law enforcement.
Mhm.
It's not made us nervous or scared or anything like that. You know, if you watch CNN or Fox or that's not where we live. We live here in Union County. We're going to try to do the right things for the citizens of Union County. And our population supports us and we support them. We think that we have a good relationship, and we're going to continue with that.
Well, I know personally, I just got my permit December, so I'm totally new at this, and I've all my life have never felt the need to have a gun, and even right now I'm not fearful, but because it's my right, and I actually enjoy going to the range and shooting. I haven't started carrying yet, but you know, any ideas about how to get over that mindset about?
No, to be honest with you, you've got people that carry every day. You've got people that open carry every day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, open carry makes people around them very uneasy.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to really watch the laws about open carry and not be in certain places that they don't allow carrying.
Right.
Concealed carry, that's your business. You know, you're instructed in this state where to carry, how to carry, you know what's legal and what's not legal.
Mm-hmm.
And you find that the concealed carry people are very supportive of law enforcement, and
Yes.
they're a big help to law enforcement. So, no, we don't have an issue with it. It's increased, and no question about it, it's increased. We've had to put extra people on to do our concealed carry permits and different things, do the fingerprinting and all the things that are required, that the state requires. But as a general rule, I'm comfortable going anywhere in this county, period. I don't have an issue with it. I've never had an issue with it. And my officers are welcome anywhere in this county. We just haven't had that issue.
If a person, and I guess a lot of people do, open carry, and one of your deputies or a police officer sees them, or they sees them, not sees, but sees them, are they more or less probably gonna ask them to see a permit or something.
No, you can
something,
open
or-
carry without any kind of permit. You don't have to have a permit to open carry in the state of North Carolina.
But would it be kind of a wise thing for the officer to at least confront them and say, or do something? I don't know, I mean,
Well,
Not
no,
necessarily.
we don't necessarily do that, because if they have done nothing wrong,
Yeah.
there's no reason for me to approach them and say,
okay,
you know, now, I will say this, open carry people make the public around them very nervous. Because all they see is a gun on their side. They don't know what their thinking is, what they're doing here, and certainly, but as far as our officers go, it doesn't. Now, if they're gonna deal with you for something else, they may say, you need, let me have that gun, let me hold it till I get through with it, and then I'll give it back to you. So there's some common sense in this carrying, but we're fine here in this county.
I personally don't think I would open carry, because not being a physically strong person, I just wouldn't want to be challenged by somebody that might want to take it away from me.
Well, and you're exactly right. And you know, that's what they always say, who brought the gun to the gunfight?
And
And
there's always somebody with a bigger
bigger
gun.
gun, yeah. All righty.
Yeah, that's. I'm sure I could
Thank you.
talk about this all day long, but it's interesting. Oh, we're